It's legitimately been, I think, 48 hours since I last got a bit of sleep, but it's totally cool. But yeah, pretty much, guys, it has legitimately been about 48 hours, and like since we had the massive Pokemon announcement that we're getting Pokemon on Nintendo Switch this year, legit in like 6 months' time, and I'm still freaking out. I've barely slept. I've gone through six mugs. That means a lot of washing up, doesn't it? I hate washing up. But anyway, I don't know about you guys, but like, you saw my reaction to the trailer, and if you haven't, go check it out. I was pretty much close to having a stroke live on camera. It was absolutely ridiculous. I had so much fun, like, filming that video. Then I went and caught a LOL Executor. Then I did a Let's Play of Pokemon Quest, which I uploaded yesterday as well. And then, since then, I think I've watched the trailer about 30 to 40 different times. Like, I've just had it on repeat and I've just watched it and I've like seen things. So I thought, you know what, let's do a video on this where I point out 10 things that I reckon you guys have missed, or if you haven't missed, like an Easter egg within the trailer that I don't think a lot of people actually are taking for face value. Like, a lot of people just saw the trailer and they freaked out and that was it. But if you really slow the trailer down and you really look at individual scenes, there's actually a couple crazy things that I think we're missing. So I thought, you know what? Investigative journalism, Ando, coming at you live. Never went to journalism school, but that's cool. I do YouTube videos for a living, so let's do 10 things I think you've missed in the Pokemon Go trailer. Oh gosh, let's do that. So starting this thing off easy right here, the random Pokemon encounters don't seem to be a thing anymore. If you look right here, if we slow down this trailer, when he runs through the grass, when he runs through the cave, when they encounter Pokemon in battles, right, he's not running blind through the grass. He's not like, you know, where you just run through grass, get into a battle. This is like you run into the grass, boom, you've hit a Pokemon, that's when you get into a battle. You can see these Pokemon. So, random battle encounters like with different Pokemon, they're no longer a thing. It looks like this is completely scrapped in the game, but it's not the only traditional aspect that they've actually scrapped in the game. When a battle screen comes up to capture a Pokemon here, you're gonna see a menu layout on the bottom left, right? Where is the fight option? The fight option doesn't actually exist anymore. I think they've taken it out. This is where Let's Go comes into play because they've taken elements out of Pokemon Go. You could bury it, you could throw a Pokeball at it, or you could run from it. It seems to be that's the only way you can go about it. It doesn't look like you can sort of train your Pokemon up anymore. Now, training is a thing, like, people aren't so sure about this because then that leads into our next point. The CP. The CP seems to run like a really big aspect of the Pokemon because when we look at the top right here, it's got the name, the level, and the CP. Now, a lot of people are pretty worried about this. How's it gonna work? Like, when you encounter a Pokemon, what's like the CP range compared to the level range? Like, what are we sort of going off? Then when you personally get the Pokemon, what is the CP gonna mean? How do you level up in a more simple, streamlined way that's like already a really good system? You're going to try and implement CPs into this, and we're not sure if that's really going to have a good or bad effect on the Pokemon sort of like capturing ability and then battling ability in the traditional Pokemon battles. But then that leads into our next point. If we look at this thing right here where she takes the Pokeball sort of out and rolls it around and like they play with it, because the Pokemon's obviously in the Pokewalker, which is what it is, a glorified Bluetooth Pokewalker. If we look at that right, everyone is speculating, the way she sort of rolls it, the way she's carrying it around, the way it's like glowing and still being active, we presume this is going to add CP onto your Pokemon. Your Pokemon grow CP, right, when they're outdoors, when they're going away from like the TV or the Pokemon Nintendo Switch console, right? When they're in the console, it may have something to do with the levels. When they're outside, it may have something to do with the CP and how you treat it, you know, like a Tamagotchi sort of style. That's what I think Pokemon's definitely leaning towards. But it's not the only way that you can go outside and play with your Pokemon. Obviously, it's the Pokemon Go integration. Now, everyone when it first dropped presumed that like, I think I see so many people like talking about how they're gonna get their Pokemon Go shinies, their really strong Pokemon Go characters, pop them in the game in Pallet Town, and tear stuff up for the rest of the game. I don't think that's how things are gonna go. If we stop it right here and you look at this screenshot right here, the Pokemon seem to be transferred into a park. So I'm guessing what happens, right? You've got your original 151 that you can only transfer into the game, right? So you transfer stuff from Pokemon Go to your video game. Then they appear in this like park inside the game, right? You can only look at the Pokemon in the park as like you're looking at animals in a zoo. I don't think you're actually able to access them to battle. And I think what the next thing is, so we got this like secret package, right? It's at the end of the trailer. Everyone's freaking out. It's probably going to be Gen 8. But I think this is the Pokemon you're going to be able to play with that you can capture through Pokemon Go, transfer into the game and play with it, but that's only going to be the one Pokemon, whatever that surprise may be. But if we freeze frame on the surprise for 1 second, I've actually got something by the CEO of Niantic. He actually mentioned low-key last night, when trainers connect their Go and Switch accounts, they'll be able to do more than just transfer Pokemon, but we want to save some surprises. So yep, don't freak out, don't freak out. Obviously he's telling us there is something absolutely mind-blowing coming to Pokemon so very soon, and it will obviously be revealed at a much later stage. But until then, it's something that you should definitely get excited about. And also just keep playing Pokemon Go, keep it active, don't like sort of leave it, because like, there's gonna be so many regrets, I think, when people get to the end of the year, this game comes out and they're like, oh, I'm missing this Pokemon. But I think if you have all the original 151 captured, you could be in for a surprise. Then next up, I should probably mention the buddy system. So on Pokemon Yellow, the big revolutionary thing is Pikachu always followed you around. This game, it seems to be the same thing. So if we screenshot on Eevee right here, looks like Eevee's always following the trainer around if you select Let's Go Eevee, and then Pikachu's always following the other trainer around, hence if you selected Let's Go Pikachu. But then it doesn't even stop there. We got Nidoking, we got Nidoqueen. I mean, like, so not only are you gonna have your buddy system, right? Your Pikachu and your Eevee always on your shoulder whenever you're like riding a Charizard, riding whatever. They're also gonna be Pokemon that are just walking behind you as well. So there is like a plethora of options. This is what Pokemon fans have always wanted, and this is them saying, you know what? Have everything. And then one last thing that I know a lot of people are really concerned about for some reason. They're like, oh, there's no internet connectivity. This is a kid's game. There's no way you're gonna connect to the internet. Well, if you stop and freeze on the very last like sort of frame of this trailer, we look at the fine print. I know who reads the fine print, but basically it says, do not stress. There's gonna be internet required for this video game. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, that's just for updates. I don't think so. If we look at Game Freak's like sort of history with Pokemon games, they always fully embrace whatever's available to them. This time being the Nintendo Switch, there is so many different internet options. I think we're still going to be able to connect to it, especially if Pokemon Go is a part of it, especially if this is in the fine print at the end of the trailer. Do not worry, I think this game will definitely have internet connectivity. And then fellas, last but not least is literally this one right here. If we freeze frame on a select frame of Professor Oak, which they literally showed for a total of a bit less than a second, there is a reason it was shown for a bit less of a second, right? Zoom in at the back. Everyone, I reckon, is presumed this is Rattata or this is Raticate, like next to it. Everyone has been like, that's what it is, 100%. Then over the next couple hours, a lot of like respected Pokemon community members and like all these people on the internet, they're like, hang on. That isn't 100% a Raticate sort of silhouette. Maybe that's something different. And then a lot of people are thinking, they've dropped the biggest Easter egg of the entire trailer behind Professor Oak on the boards. This silhouette could be a brand new Generation 8 Pokemon, or they've got like, I don't know, they're somehow going to implement it into the 151 original Pokemon? I don't know. But definitely that was the biggest shock for me. Like, these are pretty stock standard. They're all real good discussion points. But this one's like, it's right there. It was purposely skipped over just for a second. It was like, there it is. There you go. What do you think? And dude, like, I'm sitting here with the freeze frame right now. Like, I swear, I mean, you could like make arguments. This is Rattata. This is Raticate. But at the same time, it doesn't quite add up. You know, 1 + 1 is 2, but 2 + 2 is it 4? But yeah, fellas, that's pretty much my my top 10 list right there of the things I reckon you guys may have missed or you didn't like totally recognize at first on the Pokemon Twitch trailer. Maybe you did, maybe you saw all of them. You know what? You probably did. You're all really attentive. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Is there anything that I've personally missed you'd love for me to talk about? Anything like you guys are keen to see more on? Let me know in the comment section below. Always appreciate you watching this video, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Definitely demolish the like button if you guys are pumped up for the Pokemon on Nintendo Switch as well. Most of the guys, I'm gonna get some well-needed rest. I have not slept at all. Legit. You know, 5 cups of coffee down and your boy's still going. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Probably upload tomorrow or the next day as usual, but most of all, you gotta keep on gaming. Okay guys, until next video, I'll see you then. What? Like, oh, this is so tight. This is exactly like Stadium. Isn't it? It's so much like Stadium, it's not even funny. Control with... No. Oh, I feel physically ill. We've got 6. That's an entire booster case of Forbidden Light. This is legit what like Target gets. and we've just got it delivered to Unlisted Leaf HQ.